everybody, welcome back to the Battle Bunker. So those of you that have been following my videos, I've about 6 months now into my first year as a tournament player. My intention when I first started playing was that I wanted to run a Queen's Army. And that's where I've been focusing, especially ever since the codex dropped. I've been looking at the Ghosts of the Webway, and that's where my focus continues. So this weekend, actually earlier this week, thanks to half term and a bank holiday weekend and everything, I managed to get my Harlequin's army to the table against my son's Night Lords, Chaos Space Marines, Renegade Raiders. So Tristan is 16 years old, just coming up to 17. He's only really been playing since 9th edition. He's learning a lot. He's not the toughest opponent I'm ever going to come up against, but anybody that's played against younger players, less experienced players, will learn that every now and again they'll throw you a curveball. So I did win the game, 99-62. It was a really good game. But I've made a few changes to my list since the last video for those that are watching. So I've still got the Death Jester with Who's My Warlord. He now has Murder's Jest. I have a Solitaire. I have a Shadow Seer with just the one Shadow Seer now with the Mistweave. 3 Troop Masters, one of which has Stegorak's Coil, 4 units of troops, 3 of which have 2 fusion guns, 2 special weapons. The other one has all special weapons. The fourth one has all special weapons. 3 Star Weavers for transports, a Wave Serpent with the twin Bright Lances, a Falcon with a Bright Lance. So what I've done there is I've dropped the Fire Prism in favour of a Wave Serpent. Along with the Wave Serpent comes 5 dragons, 5 fire dragons, and 5 Howling Banshees. The fire dragons are in the back of the Wave Serpent. The Howling Banshees are in the back of the Falcon. But it gives me other options. So, and then there was a unit of 2 Skyweavers with the Haywire cannons, 2 Void Weavers with the prismatic cannons, and a Viper with a Bright Lance. So what the Wave Serpent and the Falcon give me the options of is, instead of infiltrating the Shadow Seer with his troop, I could put them in the back of the Falcon, and I could potentially deep strike them or bring them in early on my opponent's phase via deep strike. What's that? Rapid ingress. I could rapid ingress them, and then that would also then give me the option of putting the Banshees and the Dragons in the Wave Serpent. But the way I ran it was with the Shadow Seer and his troop infiltrating, and the Banshees in the Falcon, and the Fire Dragons in the Wave Serpent. So the missions we played were, it was Scorched Earth, it was Inspired Leadership, and we were on Crucible of Battle map. Now, ever since we started, you look at the statistics, and I've struggled with the non-taken hold missions, and going second. If I get second turn, so I gave Tristan first turn. I just said, go first. I rolled to win. I rolled as defender, so I got to deploy first, and then we went from there. But he was always going to have first turn. So what happened was I deployed my infiltrators just off the center objective, basically shutting out that 9-inch infiltrate scout bubble there. He then put his Nurglings with their infiltrate. He put them 9 inches off of my deployment zone, off to the left of the board, and then we set the rest up. Set the rest of the board. Deployed the rest of the armies, and he went first, and he scouted forward with his with one of his units of Nemesis Claws, and then disembarked onto my left-hand side objective. He then proceeded to move his Nurglings and then charge my Viper, tying my Viper up for quite some time actually. So my first turn, I had to do something with a unit that was on an objective. So I charged a unit, or disembarked and moved and charged a unit of Harlequins into them. I blitzed the Solitaire into them, and I moved and charged my Howling Banshees into them. What he had on there was a unit of 10 Nemesis Claws, a Master of Execution, and a Lord. So it's quite a bit he had on there. The Solitaire obviously went first with his fights first, and his precision, and proceeded to take out, having blitzed, so that's 12 attacks with the blitz. He managed to take out the Master of Execution, and I believe he did the Lord as well. Quite effective with his attacks there. The Howling Banshees then went on to take out a significant number of the Nemesis Claws, and the Harlequins then attacked and finished everything else off. So reasonable trade in there, and I took the objective, which got me my points in the first turn. The game went pretty much in that way as throughout the time. I've been quite guilty of rushing turn one. So what I did for the rest of turn one was, with everything else, I just staged up, ready to go for turn two. I believe turn two I pulled engage on all fronts, which because I'd staged turn one, I was then able to push out and achieve the big engage on all fronts, and there we kind of tit for tat right the way through. We were actually pretty even on points up until about turn 4, where I managed to take out his second unit of Nemesis Claws and I managed to get a unit onto his home objective as well. And then turn 5, because I'd gone second, it gave me the opportunity to burn objectives, and there wasn't a lot that Tristan could do about it towards the end. So I managed to burn his home objective and 2 of the midfield objectives, I think, through turns 4 and turn 5. But turn 5, I managed to burn his home objective, and that was pretty much sealed the deal then with the 99-62. So all in all, I was very, very happy with the way things worked. The Fire Dragons, they got out of the Wave Serpent on the mid board. They made a Predator go away pretty quickly. The Howling Banshees, again, very effective up against the Marines. I was quite pleased with them. Wounded on the 3s with the fights first and everything. The anti-infantry 3+, and the fights first, and the advance and charge. They did end up dying to Chaos Space Marine Terminators. However, what they did and the amount of damage they did from the Terminators, they actually screened a unit of a unit of Harlequins, to help me deny Tristan and one of the missions to kill something or to take control of an objective previously controlled by your opponent. So I controlled the objective. He charged the Terminators on. The Howling Banshees managed to kill enough of the Terminators to screen the Harlequins, so that the OC I had was still greater than the OC from his Terminators. So they died a noble death. However, they did the job that they needed to do at that time. So that was pretty good. The anti-tank, the Wave Serpents and the Falcon, or Wave Serpent and the Falcon, did a reasonable job of keeping vehicles at bay. They didn't kill any vehicles. However, with the map that we was running and the way Tristan plays, he didn't present much in the way of armor to me to be able to do too much. I think between the 2 of them, they killed two rhinos, which of course then meant that the Nemesis Claws were pedestrian. Other than that, it was a reasonable game. It was a point scoring game. I deliberately played it to score primary and secondary rather than to just go out and wipe Tristan off the board. He's played against a few better players than me just recently. Ray Hawkins, for a start. Ray's a very good player. He took Tristan for a game, and I have to say Tristan came away a much better player having played Ray. Ray's a really nice guy. He's one of the Black Crows. He's a really nice guy, and he likes to take people under his wing and teach them what they're not doing and what they are doing. So Tristan came away having learned a bit from Ray, and it showed in the way he played. So we both have a tournament. Tristan's going to play in his first tournament as well. So we both have a tournament at the end of May. So we're going to get a couple more reps in each. We'll see how things go. So it was a really, really good game. I'll report back when we have the next one. But for now, Look out for my mate Toby Bennett with his teaching, and he's Angelus Mortalis. You know, he's helped out no end with the teaching and things. Check out the Black Crows as well. They were always doing great things. And I will see you again another time. So have a great time. I hope the next time you play, I hope all the dice roll in your favour. Have a great time. Bye bye.